Today our subject is testing pyramid and how we can use the testing pyramid to have a well-balanced tested software or application. We will talk about what is testing pyramid, how we should use it to prioritize what testing we should do and at what level. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the testing pyramid. So you might say, what is testing pyramid? The term testing pyramid was coined by Mike Cohen in this book, Succeeding with Agile Software Development Using Scrum. In this book, he coined the concept of testing pyramid. He uses this pyramid to show how to do a well-balanced testing of your software and of your application. Link to this book is going to be below in the description of this video. In the original pyramid, there were only 3 layers. Now you can find some other versions which have up to 5. And we will use both of these pyramids. We'll look at the 3-layered pyramid and the 5-layer pyramid, and we will talk about what testing we want to do and how we want to do. No matter what sort of testing pyramid you look at, the original Mike Cohen one or new ones that some people have come up with, they all begin with the bottom layer as being the unit test. The purpose of the unit testing is to test that small piece of code and its functionality to make sure it's robust. The main benefit of unit testing is really fast and cheap and easy way to do, and it's really easy to automate it and test it over and over again whenever you want to do it. The foundation of testing pyramid is unit testing. You should be focusing for 100% test coverage. You want to test every single thing as much as possible. Unit test is one of the cheapest tests you can do, and it is robust and it's fast. So you should invest a lot of time in unit testing. In the original Mike Cohen test pyramid, this second layer was integration testing, but let's look at a more advanced test pyramid. And in this one, you can see that the second layer is the component testing. And component testing is the high level testing, one level up above each line and unit testing. It is basically testing the communication between the different components, different classes within your application. So if your piece of code is calling in different class, then you want to put testing around that. So it is testing that all of your classes and your components of your application are working robustly. And this is your second level. So after unit testing, focus on component testing. Mike Cohen's original 3-layer pyramid, the second layer was integration testing. This fancy one that I'm showing you, it is the third layer, is the integration testing. And integration testing is about making sure all of those different components of your application work together and that you can do end-to-end testing of those components, those pieces of code. Make sure that they work really well together. The level 4 in our testing pyramid is UI and API testing. API testing is where we are testing other external third-party applications or whatever databases that we are connecting to make sure that they act and behave as we expect them. And UI is your user interface. You can test your UI using Selenium. But one thing you need to realize is that testing your UI using Selenium or your APIs, these are really expensive tests to run. They take time to build and test. And because your application is changing so rapidly, they become obsolete really fast. So if you are looking at our pyramid, we want to make sure that most of the time is invested below in our unit tests. As we go up our pyramid, the effort we invest into those is more selective. In your UI testing, in your API testing, you want to test the edge cases. You want to test best case scenarios, and all of those things. Whereas your unit test is testing every single piece of your code. You cannot invest same level of testing using Selenium or UI testing. Also, UI testing is expensive, is slow to run. UI testing and API testing, they are slow to run, they are slow to develop, they are not that cost effective. And finally, right at the top of our pyramid, the peak, it is the exploratory manual testing. It requires a human being clicking through your application and testing it manually. Human beings, they cost a lot of money. They are really valuable resources. You can use them for more beneficial things like building application or building your test cases, coming up with strategies of how to improve your application rather than just boringly kicking through the application. So use that resource wisely, and you should only be testing manually to get the feeling for the application and to test any new functionality that you have built and the things that you cannot that easily automate. We in Agile, we want to do regular releases, on a daily basis releases, or at least at minimum once a sprint. And if you're releasing every sprint application, you cannot have human being testing all of the application end to end sitting there, clicking through manually. So you want to automate this. And so what level of automation should we have? We look at the testing pyramid. I hope you found this video beneficial and useful. I will put a link to my blog talking specifically in more detail about this testing pyramid, how we should use it, in the description below. Till next time, thank you very much for watching.